Start, stop, stop, start, start, stop, stop, start. That's the story of my life with exercise. I start and then I stop. How can I be more consistent, and how hard can that be?
We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking with Helen Ryan.
Hey walkers, if you're walking outside with me today, just start at a moderate pace, not too fast, not too slow. You're going to give yourself a warm-up. If you're doing this inside, just walk in place. Nice deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And if you're listening and not walking or exercising with us, that is totally fine. Just hang out, relax, and maybe breathe when we breathe, and look for 10 spots when we look for 10 spots. Hold on to a warm-up pace now. We are going to talk today about why we cannot stay consistent with exercise. And there are so many factors that are involved in that, because it seems like something that will be so totally easy, but it is not so totally easy for most of us, unless maybe it is your job. Hold on to your pace. Now, before we really get started, I wanted to say that I do listen to your feedback and your input. You can always leave me feedback on my website at walkingandtalking.show. I've gotten recent feedback lately that I'm trying to incorporate into the future shows. So the last 2 episodes, I did less cueing because I thought, well, maybe people are tired of me, like telling them to go faster or slower. And then someone made me aware that she kind of forgot where she was. Was she walking fast enough, or was she supposed to keep walking? That was excellent feedback. So I'm back to cueing the crap out of you. A second comment I got was actually from a guy who asked if the podcast was aimed towards women, because I talk about squeezing your booty all the time. And that also makes sense, because what I'm trying to say is activate your glutes. So great feedback, and feel free to message me if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, or anything that you feel would make for a better podcast. Hold on to your pace now. Actually, let's just go a little bit faster. Why not? Roll those shoulders, get all that tension out, and roll those shoulders forward. Shake out your hands. Deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, it is tricky to stay with exercise for a lot of people. One of the reasons why I taught spin, aside from the fact that I adore teaching spin and I love just coming to class and seeing everybody, was that it forced me to exercise, because the class was waiting for me. If I didn't feel like it, well, that was just too bad, because they were waiting for me, a whole room full of people. So I had to show up, and that was actually a good thing, because I never wanted to go before I got to class. I was like, I don't want to go, I have to teach. Hold on to your pace. But then when I got there, I was so happy. So it was a great way for me to force myself to exercise. But not everybody wants to or can teach a group exercise class, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can make yourself exercise and maybe even enjoy it. What? Yes, it is the truth. Pick up a little bit of pace now. Shoulders are relaxed. Relax your jaw. Also relax your tongue. A lot of times we hold tension in our mouths, so want to try to kind of release all that. Now go a little bit faster. We're going to go for about 3 minutes, not like a super sprint, just past our warm-up stage. And if you're working inside, bring your hands a little bit higher, maybe at chest level. One of the hard things about exercise is that it's hard to make exercise a habit. We have habits that we do every day, or they're actually not habits, they're routines. Our routines are, we get up in the morning, we make coffee, maybe we make breakfast, we brush our teeth, we get the kids off to school, and those are routines that we do every day. We call them habits, but they're really not habits. They're things that we've done for so long that we think of being habits, and they're more of a routine. So you think like, I really want to make exercise like one of those things that I do every day. But there's so many things that get in the way of that, because exercise is more complex. It's a series of many steps. If you're working out at home, you got to get dressed. You have to get your gear together. Want to make sure you have your water. Find a quiet spot. Put on whatever the YouTube video you're going to be doing. Or if you're just going to work out on your own, get on the elliptical or the bike. Hold your pace now. If you're going to the gym, you got to get everything ready, get in the car, go, make sure you have a change of clothes or whatever you need. So there's all these steps that can get in your way because somewhere along the line, something could fail. Think of it like as your own supply chain. We're all familiar with the word supply chain now, aren't we? Although I'm going to say like 2 years ago, none of us had any clue what a supply chain was. So almost think about this as your own supply chain, even though you're not supplying anything except the steps to get where you need to go. We got about 40 more seconds. Hold on to that pace. That is why exercise can be hard to ingrain as part of your life, like making coffee as part of your life. Exercise is harder to become that part because of all those moving pieces and all the variables and things that are out of your control and things that are within your control. Of course, we all know about that. Like, I don't want to. We're going to talk about how you can make them a habit and how you can kind of make yourself do it and the things that you can do to make it easier for you to try to create a new routine in your life that includes exercise. We're going to slow it down, not all the way, just a little bit, because we're going to hit some intervals today, but not yet. Deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Feel how strong those legs are. Your body moves. Your body feels good. Your body likes to exercise. The number one thing that you can do is to not beat yourself up if something does not go according to plan. That is the first thing that you're going to think about. Things happen. Shit happens. It's okay. But you want to make that backup plan that I'm always talking about. Make the backup plan that if this doesn't happen, I can do this. If you have in your mind that you're going to go for a 30-minute run and that 30-minute run can't happen that day, well, maybe you can do a 10-minute walk. Maybe you can do some high-intensity interval training, some burpees. Yay! I'm just kidding. I hate burpees. Squats, something to get your heart rate up and so that you incorporate some kind of exercise as your routine, but it's not something that's going to be impossible for you to keep up with. Now we're going to go a little bit faster. We're going to hit our first set of intervals, about 45 seconds. We're going to go faster, not a full-on sprint, but just enough to kind of get your heart rate going. If you're doing this at home, bring your arms above your head. We're going to push it. Focus on how your body's moving. Focus on the feeling. Focus on the strength. The backup plan is what will help you make exercise a routine or a habit, something that you do all the time. Because that way, if you can't do what you want to do, you're still moving. And that's the whole point is, what can you fit into your life that will work for you, that will give you some exercise, but yet is not going to be so impossible that you're not going to do it. You can build those habit triggers that we've talked about before, like laying your clothes out, getting your gym bag by the door, grabbing your spin shoes, getting your water bottle, your yoga mat. You can build those triggers, but sometimes you just still are not going to do it if you have set your expectations to be really high. Got 10 more seconds. That's why having a backup exercise that may not be quite as challenging is really what can help keep you on that course of consistent exercise. All right, you're going to slow it down just a little bit. The very first gym I worked at, we had the spinning program, the original spinning program by Johnny G, Mad Dog Athletics. The original program was set up with 3 different class formats. We had what we called all-terrain, which was like interval. We had a strength class, which was a lot of climbing. And then we also had endurance ride, which was 75 to 80% of our heart rate. And what was really cool about that is that if you were feeling kick-ass and you wanted to conquer the world, you could go to the all-terrain class, or you could hit a really good climb. But if you were feeling a little tired, or maybe didn't sleep as well, or you were just out of sorts, you could go to the endurance class. And the endurance class was still a good workout, but it wasn't insurmountable, or it wasn't something that you dreaded. And that was really great because you could plan which class you're going to take based on how you're feeling. And we've really gotten away from that. We really just always go, go, go. We have to work really hard. We have to give, like to say, 110%, which technically is not possible in math, but I'm not a good math whiz there. But we go so hard and we push ourselves and we have all these really high expectations. And then sometimes we just don't want to do it. We're not up for it. So instead of doing something a little easier, we just don't do anything. And then our habits or consistency go out the window. Give yourself option A and option B depending on how you feel. And yeah, sometimes we're just not feeling like exercising. And then when we go to the gym or we do something hard or we go for that run, we feel amazing afterwards. Learn with your body, learn what works for you and how your body feels, and the difference of when you really can do something and when you just can't do something that hard. I'm going to pick up some pace now. We're going to go for about 2 minutes. I want you to be brisk. Squeeze your glutes. What we want to do is we want to activate the butt. So the glutes are in the butt, and you want to squeeze them when you walk, and you want to bring your tummy tight when you exhale. So fill up your lungs and everything can relax. And then when you exhale, suck that tummy in, bring everything nice and tight, and then inhale again, relax everything. When you squeeze your glutes, you activate your glutes. Our glutes are really weak, our butt muscles, because we sit a lot. And so if you really focus on them when you're walking and you squeeze them, it really helps you activate them and then give them a little bit more strength. And that way it kind of compensates for all the sitting that most of us do. Hold on to your pace. Deep breath in through your nose. Just really feel your body's strength. Feel it moving. Relax your shoulders. Find a good pace that you can hold for about 1.5 minutes. That's a little bit challenging, but not super kick-ass killer yet. Have you noticed when you do the same workouts all the time and you just are kind of going through the motions because you don't really know why you're doing them? Like you're doing this class, you're taking that class, you're just throwing everything at the wall to see what will stick. But you don't have an actual tangible reason. Yeah, you want to get fitter and you want to be able to do things when you're older, but make a goal for yourself. Set a goal. Hold on to your pace. Maybe you want to walk for a breast cancer awareness event. So train for that. Train with the walking. Train with the strength in your legs. Train with your endurance. Train to pick up speed. Give yourself that goal. Like I think I mentioned before, one of my clients wanted to go paddleboarding again. So we got her to the point where she had her balance back and strength in her legs, and she went paddleboarding. Hold on to your pace still. What is it that you can do? What is it that you want to do that you can train for? Make it like an athletic event. Treat yourself like an athlete. Go a little bit faster for 10 more seconds. Pick up a little bit of pace. You're going to breathe, be determined, be strong. Walk briskly. Everything else is relaxed except the parts that you're working.
4,
your legs,
3,
your lungs.
2, 1.
And slow it back down. If you want to run, but you just don't think you can consistently motivate yourself to run, sign up for a 5K. If you've never really run one before, a 5K will give you the goal that you need to train towards in order to keep you consistent with running. It's all about tricking yourself, which I know I've said before, but if you treat yourself like an athlete and you imagine that you're an athlete and you're training for a specific goal, then you're much more apt to keep up with a routine, because if you were an athlete, you would not miss your workouts. Hold on to that, just average pace. We're not going faster yet. I did a 5K once. It was like one and done because I discovered I'm a spinner, not a runner, and I used to cycle a lot. But I did train for the 5K. I started running, which was interesting because I was spun. Is that even a verb? Spin, spun. I was spinning all the time and my legs were strong and my cardio was strong, but I did not use those same muscles in running as in spinning. So that was interesting because the first run I went on, I was so sore. My poor legs, they were like dying, even though they were strong, because it was a whole different use of muscles. Okay, pick up a little bit of pace again. Hold on to that. I trained for the 5K, and then the day of the 5K I was running, and I didn't realize that I just had the wrong shoes either, because I just bought whatever. I didn't know there were different shoes for running. So I ran the 5K, and everybody pretty much blew past me. But then when we got to the hills, I gained a little bit of speed because I was a spinner, I was a climber, I love to climb on the bike. So I was able to gain speed on the hills because I guess that's my jam, the climbing. I remember we are actually passing Krispy Kreme, and then they were handing us water. And I'm like, no, why can't you hand us donuts? I don't want water, I want donuts. So we ran and I got to the finish line. I think I finished in like 26 or 27 minutes, which was good for me because I'm exceptionally short and some of these women had really long legs. Hold on to your pace. But I made it and I was so happy when I crossed the finish line. I never ran another one. I never had a desire to run another one. It was on my bucket list of things I wanted to do. So you can make a little bucket list of things you want to do that are reasonable and feasible, like a mud run, for example, or some of those obstacle courses. There's so many things that you could do physically and that you can train for, and it will really help you have a reason to work out, because sometimes we just all need a reason. Hold on to your pace still now. Deep breath in through your nose, relax those shoulders. Shake out your hands. Shake a groove thing, yeah, yeah. I don't know the words to the song. I don't know words to any song. And slow it down a little bit. The one song I always get wrong is, what is that song by Taylor Swift? And I hear her say, something Starbucks Lovers. And I know it's not Starbucks Lovers. I've read the lyrics, but I cannot hear past something Starbucks Lovers. I don't remember what song it is, but when you hear it, you'll hear it. It is Starbucks Lovers. There's no way. A long list of ex-lovers is what she's saying, but I don't know. I don't hear it. I can't hear it. I refuse to hear it. We're going to do one more set of intervals. We're going to go 45 seconds. I want you to go faster. You're going to push it. Legs are strong. Relax your toes a little bit. Hopefully you have the right shoes, not like me. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to tell you about is I lost half of my toenail on my right toe, my big toe. Got 20 more seconds. I lost half of the toenail, and then my then husband, but now ex, and the kids and I were going to Maui. I put an artificial half nail on my toe because I was going to wear sandals. Okay, 5 more seconds. Pick up some pace. Push it now. Push it, push it.
3, 2, 1.
And then release. Take just a little bit of break. We're going to go again in a moment. I guess that's determination. I'm going to run till my toenail falls off. Oh, but that's just, story of my life. And it is a battle story. It is a story that I can tell. And you can tell stories when you do things. But think about what it is that you could do, that you could train for. And charity things are great. I think they have some where you can team up with other people and you could take the leg that you're strongest in. If you're not a good swimmer, you could do the run or the bicycle. Check for any charity events near you that have some kind of activity and then train for that. We're going to do one more set of intervals. I want you to go fast, 45 seconds. Squeeze your glutes nice and tight. Keep those legs really strong and firm. Feel your feet striking the ground. Inhale, relax your whole abdomen and lung area. Exhale, pull that tummy in tight. Relax those shoulders, pull them back. Shake out your hands. Focus on the power. Focus on your speed. Focus on that you have the ability to do this. You can do this. You are doing this. Every walk, you get stronger. Every walk, you get more motivated. Every walk becomes more of a habit. You got 5 more seconds. Now push it.
3, 2, 1.
And slow it back down a little bit. Deep breath in again, shake out your hands, roll out your shoulders. Slow it down a little bit more now. Remember, you can always reach me on my website, walkingandtalking.show. Wouldn't it be funny if I gave you some different website that's not mine? Because I've been known to do that. Slow it down a little bit more, deep breath in. Now remember, when you get back, or if you're doing this indoors in your house, you're going to slow it down, you're going to stretch it out. And the same thing when you come back from your walk, stretch it out, especially your calves. Slow it down a little bit more. Deep breath in through your nose. And I would really love it if you would share this podcast with other people. Maybe people who want to walk or people who love to walk. The more we can share it, the more people we can help. If you have an idea that you would like me to cover in the podcast, I will be happy to get new ideas, especially finding out what it is that you need. What do you need? What can I help you with? Slow it down again. Another deep breath in. And let's keep kicking ass.